Hi, everyone. This is Pete Carmasino with Chaikin Analytics. And on Stock Spotlight this week, I'm going to be looking at Microsoft. So let's take a look at the chart. Okay, so here we are at the chart of Microsoft. And as we say here at Chaikin, we like to read our chart from the bottom up. And the first thing I notice is that we have this thing called the power band down here. And all this does is indicate what our rating was currently or what it was in the past, right? How it had changed. So Microsoft had been predominantly bullish since November when the market sold off in this area here, broke its trend a little bit. We went to something called the neutral plus, and all that is where we are today. What that means is that's a bullish name that has great fundamentals and very strong technicals at some point, but mostly fundamentals here are on the bullish side. But it's actually broken down in a technical fashion. And in this case, when the market did sell off, it broke its trend here. And this is a warning sign, just telling you, listen, it's a great stock. However, the trend might be changing. So you need to pay attention to that. However, there's a little secret here. We also have a relative strength indicator that actually stayed very strong during this time frame. So when you look at these two areas, when we had a very strong relative strength versus the S&P, we were able to see the stock recover. Now, we know what relative strength means. If you don't, what that means is relative to the S&P, it was doing better. That didn't mean that the stock was positive. It was just doing better than the S&P at that time. It recovered, and look at this trend, right? It continued on. What we're seeing today is a little bit different than what we saw back here. The rating did change because we see it breaking the trend line again. It's still neutral positive, which means it's a predominantly bullish name that has broken trend. However, one significant difference. We have the relative strength area here, and our reading and our indicator is turning negative. We call this a personality change, obviously from bull to bear in this case. Now, I'm not here to tell you whether you should be investing in Microsoft. What I am saying is that there are warning signs in all stocks and even in big leaders like Microsoft that can help you spotlight and look at things a little earlier than most other types of systems. And that's the beauty of what we have in this case. So when you start to look at what's happening again in the chart, we can go and look at the power gauge itself. Financially, obviously, like I said, it's strong. Now we see cash flow is a little bearish, but we do see something here when you take a look at our ratings here, price to book and price to sales in that area, have obviously got a little rich, right? You can see what they were. It's a little bit high in nature. It's a little bit more than you'd like to see it. You can see these two areas here are a little bit, again, from a valuation standpoint, the stock has rallied. So these metrics will sometimes turn bearish, right? As they should, right? Again, warning signs, keeping you aware of what's going on, keeping you on the right side. Again, weight of the evidence approach that we like to take here at Chaikin. But again, I'm not here telling you that Microsoft, giving you advice whether to invest or not. What I am saying to you is that we see early warning signs in our system. And in this case, when you read the chart from the bottom up, as we suggest, you can see a change in the power gauge rating. You can see a negative relative strength. However, obviously oversold. So from a tactical standpoint, this could maybe be oversold and might see a bit of a rebound here. We don't know. We also see negative money flow. We also see the trend breaking. Not in your favor from a long position. However, if you are in this name, this could be an opportunity for you to protect or potentially even exit some of your stock at this level. Again, on this chart, we see several pieces of evidence that are pointing in that direction. The main difference back here was we didn't see a relative strength change break down. Here we are seeing that on the relative strength. So again, that could be something that you may want to pay attention to. Be aware, keep all of these pieces of evidence front and center. We're seeing the market sell off. Microsoft's just leading along with most tech on the cues as we see here. So again, thanks for tuning in. This is an opportunity for you to get an understanding of how Chaikin works. And don't forget, you can obviously go back to our site and do a trial of Chaikin Analytics as well. And I'll show you how to get there. There's a link, very simple. So that's chaikinanalytics.com/stock spotlight. get over there, get your trial for 14 days for free. Check it out. You'll get the full access, as all of our members do, to our newsletters, and you'll see all of the updates that we send out intraday and during the week to all of our members. Thanks again for tuning in.